It's Friday, November 7th, and here's everything you may have missed in business and finance yesterday. U.S. stocks took a hit Thursday amid a risk-off mood, closing near their lowest levels of the day. The Nasdaq was down almost 2%, the S&P down around 1%, and the Dow down around 80 basis points. Investors pulled back from high-risk plays, so think AI, crypto, quantum computing, and retail favorites. Even big tech wasn't spared. Nvidia and Tesla led the decline there. Sectors like restaurants, software, trucking, and cruise lines also struggled, but it wasn't all bad news. Pharma, energy stocks, and major banks held up much better. Treasuries rallied, pushing yields down around 7 to 8 basis points. The dollar dipped 0.5%, and gold stayed flat. Bitcoin futures dropped nearly 3%, hovering around $100,000, and oil edged down slightly. AI is still the buzzword, but investors continue to ask, is all this spending worth it? Oracle's weak performance, down over 2.5%, added fuel to that fire. Bucking the trend, though, Snap jumped over 9.7% after announcing a $400 million partnership with Perplexity AI. October saw over 150,000 job cuts, the highest monthly total in more than 20 years, bringing year-to-date layoffs past 1 million, a 65% jump from last year and the most since the pandemic. At the same time, announced hiring plans have dropped to their lowest level since 2011 as companies tighten belts amid AI adoption, rising costs, and weaker consumer and corporate spending. With displaced workers struggling to find new roles and layoff mentions spiking on earnings calls, concerns about a softening labor market are growing louder on Wall Street. President Trump announced a major healthcare initiative yesterday aimed at lowering drug costs and expanding access to obesity treatments. He secured deals with Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk to significantly reduce prices for popular GLP-1 weight loss drugs like Wegovy and Zepbound, and to expand Medicare and Medicaid coverage for these medications. Starting in 2026, Americans will also be able to purchase these drugs at a discounted price through a new federal website, trumprx.gov. It was a flood of earnings reports yesterday. Qualcomm was down around 3.6%, even though it beat expectations. Robinhood also impressed thanks to gaming and prediction markets, but despite strong results, Robinhood was down 10.8% because there was a high bar coming into the results as the stock was up nearly 250% already this year. DoorDash was down around 17.5% as the company flagged future spending as a margin risk. Warner Brothers Discovery was down 1.5% after a steep decline in TV ad revenue, and Duolingo fell more than 25% after weaker than expected profit guidance, alongside a strategy shift towards long-term user growth. Elf Beauty beat on profit, missed on revenue, and lowered its full-year fiscal guidance, pushing shares down over 35%. Today, keep an eye out for the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report this morning. It'll give us a pulse on how Americans feel about inflation and the economy. And more Fed commentary is also expected, which could always sway the markets.